on through and just take a seat. All you need to do is relax. Today's checkup is going to be really quick, really simple. You don't need to worry at all, okay? It's just routine, and it'll be nothing that you haven't done before, so you don't need to worry, okay? You can just relax. Before you know it, you can go back to class and you won't have to see me or any other nurse for another year, okay? Great. So, which class have you just come from? Okay. So, before we properly get started, I just have a few questions for you, okay? Can I confirm your full name? Yes, okay. Lovely. And could you tell me your birthday? Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. So, when was the last time you came to see the school nurse? Can you remember? Or can you not recall? Okay. That's fine. And have you been unwell recently? Okay. And when was that? Okay. And do you have any concerns in terms of your health? Do you feel unwell at the moment, or is anything worrying you that you'd like to tell me about? It can be anything. It can be to do with your happiness in school or outside of school, or maybe it might be with how you're feeling, if you're feeling poorly at all. Okay? Yeah, that's fine. Just take note of that. Great. Now, I have noticed that you've got a little cut on your forehead there. Do you mind me asking how that happened? Oh no, okay. That's fine. And when did that happen? This morning. Okay. And are you in any pain at all? Alright. That's fine. It doesn't look too serious at all. It's just a little graze. So once I've gone through with the checkup, before I let you go, I'll just clean it up for you and pop a plaster on there just to make it heal a little bit more easily and to prevent any sort of infection. Okay? Lovely. Wonderful. So, those are all of the questions that I have for you. Alright? So I'm going to pop my clipboard down to one side and we can start with the examination. Alright? So, my darling, the first thing I'm going to do is just listen to your heart rate. Alright? Now I just have my stethoscope here, and with this I'm just going to be able to listen in on your heart just to hear if everything is sounding okay, and I'll be able to listen to the rhythm and the rate of your heart, and it's just a nice, quick, simple checkup that will allow me to identify any problems if there are any, but I don't want you to worry. You are very healthy from my record, and it's just going to be a checkup, so chances are there won't be anything that we'll need to do to follow up with it. Okay, now it won't hurt. I'm just literally going to pop this little piece of the stethoscope onto your chest. Okay, it might be a little bit cold, but it won't hurt. Okay, so just relax for me. Try and sit nice and still, and then I'll have a good listen. Alright? Good. Okay. Okay, now this time I just like you to take a really nice big deep breath in for me. Okay, so like that. Alright, and I'm going to listen at the same time. Okay, so when I say go, 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Okay, and then breathe out again for me. Lovely. And I'm going to ask you to do the exact same again. Alright, so nice big deep breath in for me. Lovely. And then out again. Perfect. Really well done. Okay, so everything sounds absolutely perfect, which is always good to know. Alright. Now, I'm just going to proceed by popping on some gloves. Okay. Just to prevent any spread of germs, because we wouldn't want that. Right, now once I've got these gloves on, I'm going to come up and just feel around your neck, because there are things called glands just under your neck here, and sometimes they can get a little bit swollen. So I just need to have a very quick feel to check that yours are feeling nice and healthy. Okay, again, this won't hurt. I'm literally just going to very, very gently touch underneath your neck here. Alright, so just relax. Good. Okay. That's it. Try and stay nice and still for me. Good. You're doing really well. Okay. Okay. Brilliant. So again, it feels really, really nice and healthy, and there's nothing to worry about there. Okay. Now then, next I'm going to be using my little pocket torch here. Okay, and I'm just going to be using this to have a look into each of your eyes. And first of all, when I'm shining it in your eyes, I'm going to give you a few instructions. Okay, so I might say, for example, look up. In that case, I'd like you to look up, or look down, or look to the left, or look to the right. Okay, so very nice and simple, and the light isn't going to be too bright that it's going to be, causing any pain or discomfort in your eyes. It's a nice strength, and it shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable. Alright, so there's nothing to worry about. Fabulous. So I think I'm going to start off in your left eye. Alright, now if you wouldn't mind just looking at me to start off with. Okay, good. Now tell me, do you ever wear glasses? Okay. And can you remember when the last time it was when you got your eyes tested at the opticians? No? Okay, that's alright. I can have a look on the system and see when that was. and if it was quite a long time ago, I might suggest that you go again. So if that's the case, I can always ring up your parents, just because quite often your eyes can change quite rapidly. Okay, right, now if you'd like to look up for me. Perfect. And if you look down, good. Really well done. And then if you look over to the left for me. Wonderful. Okay, and then over to the right. Perfect. And then back at me again. Okay. Wonderful. And now we're going to move over to your right eye. Okay, so pretty much the same again. If you'd like to begin by just looking at me. Good. Okay. And then look up. Great. And down. Alright. And then over to the left. Perfect. And then over to the right. Good. And then back at me. Wonderful. Okay. If you'd just like to blink quickly. Good. Alright. Everything is looking perfect actually. Now we're going to carry on with some more eye tests, okay? So first of all, I'd like you to follow the light. So I am going to be shining the light and just moving it around, okay? And all I need you to do is make sure that your eyes are fixated on the light as it moves around, alright? So it's very simple, and we shan't be doing it for long. It's just for me to see if you can focus on moving objects, alright? So we're going to start with the torch here, okay, and then just follow it around, alright? Good. Okay, really well done. Fantastic, well done. Okay, now the final eye test we will do is another simple one, alright? I'm just going to be holding the pen and I'm going to be moving it towards you and away from you. And again, I just want you to focus on the pen. So just don't take your eyes off of the pen as it moves to and from you, alright? Fantastic, well done. You're doing really, really well. Okay, good. Amazing. Well done. Really, really good job. So those are the eye tests complete, okay? Now next I'm going to use the torch to have a look at your throat, okay? So all I'd like you to do is open your mouth nice and wide for me. And I'm going to be looking down your throat with the torch again, okay? So if you'd like to open your mouth, thank you. Okay. Good. And say ah. Okay, good. And say ah again. Perfect. Well done. Okay, everything looks fine. Your throat is looking clear of any infection and cold, even though that's quite common at the moment, so that is very good news. Now I'm just going to check your temperature, okay? Again, this is a really simple, quick test, and it's just protocol to check that your temperature is nice and healthy and there's no early indication of illness, alright? So I've just got a little thermometer here. I'm going to pop this under your tongue. Okay. So alright, so if you'd like to just open your mouth. Good, and I'm just going to pop this underneath your tongue. And if you close for me. Perfect. Just wait a few seconds. Okay, 37.5 degrees, which is very, very healthy, very normal, and nothing to worry about, which is good. Okay, pop that to one side and give that a wash in a moment. Okay. Now for the next part of the examination, I'm going to be checking through your hair for any head lice. Now I know that being at school, head lice is a really common problem, and it can spread really, really easily just from having head-to-head contact, which isn't unusual when you have close friends, okay? So have you ever had head lice before? Okay, yeah, it's very, very normal, very, very common, and it's just one of those things, but obviously the sooner you identify it, the easier it is to get rid of it, okay? Now, how often do you wash your hair? Okay, yeah, so head lice actually really like clean hair, so if you have head lice, in a way it's just a good sign that you're keeping your hair nice and clean, but obviously it's not a nice thing to have, and you can experience a lot of discomfort in terms of itching. So have you been experiencing any itching of your hair recently on your scalp? Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is just look through your hair, sort of section parts of your scalp, sort of section parts of your hair off, just to really closely examine your scalp and try and see if there's any indication of head lice, okay? And if there is, it's nothing to worry about. We can simply inform your parents and give them some advice on how to get rid of it nice and quickly, alright? Perfect. So just relax for me, and I'm just going to have a little look through your hair. Okay. Okay, perfect. So there are no signs of head lice. I couldn't see anything, which is always a good sign. What I would say is that just be cautious, because quite often there will be head lice going around, and quite often your friends will have head lice. So as difficult as it is, I would urge you to avoid any sort of head-to-head contact with friends. I know it's tricky if you're giving a friend a hug or if you're having a sleepover. Sometimes these things just happen, but if you can, just try and be cautious when perhaps getting close with your hair to another person's hair. Alright, and that will just prevent you from A, getting head lice yourself, and B, passing it on if you are unfortunate enough to get it. Okay, but it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's really, really normal, and like I said, it's really, really easy to get rid of. So I don't want you to worry about it. It shouldn't be something that frightens you or makes you anxious. Alright, great. So that is the checkup done, but like I said, before I let you go, I'd just like to tend to this little cut on your forehead there. Alright, so I'm just going to use a little cotton pad here, just to wipe away the area. There is a little bit of blood, so I'm just going to wipe that down ever so slightly. Obviously I don't want to irritate the wound too much, so it's going to be really, really gentle, and it won't hurt, I promise. Okay, so you can relax and you can trust me that I'm not going to hurt you. And then what I'm going to do is just pop on a washproof plaster. So it means that you'll be able to have a wash later and perhaps get the area a little wet without having to worry about this coming off. Alright, so I'm going to start off by just cleaning the wound first. Okay, that's it, just relax. And like I said, I'm not going to be invading the area at all. I'm literally just going to be dabbing away any blood from around the cut. Okay, but please do tell me if it's sore, because if it is, then I won't want to continue hurting you and I'll stop. Okay. Perfect. Now I'll just get plaster. Now it's not too much of a big cut, so I think this size is just about right. These plasters are also antibacterial, so they're going to help ward off any infection, any bacteria, and just help the wound heal nice and quickly. Alright? Nice and still for me. Perfect. How does that feel? Alright, no problem. Okay, my darling, so now that the plaster is on, we have finished with today's session. Please try and keep the plaster on for at least 24 hours, okay? So go to sleep tonight with it still on. And try not to fiddle with it too much. I know that sometimes it can be quite tempting to check that it's still stuck on or check that it's still there, but really try hard not to touch it, just so that the plaster doesn't become misplaced and you don't cause any irritation to the wound. Okay, now if it does happen to fall off, then perhaps ask either your mother or your father to place another one back on again. But fingers crossed that will not happen. Alright? So, my darling, I'm just going to quickly make note of what we've been doing today. And then I'll be able to update that in your file. Okay. We've done temperature, heart rate, eyes, throat, glands. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so do you have any questions for me? No? Alright. Well, it's been lovely having you in today, and you can now go back to class. I really hope that your cut feels better soon, sweetheart. Okay. Take care, and I will see you